I may be a bad Mormon, but I'll always be a good time. I am a purebred, pedigreed pioneer Mormon. My ancestors came across the plains as pioneers. They settled American Fork, Utah, and Plain City, Utah. I married a Mormon man. I had 3 Mormon daughters. Every descendant in our line is Mormon. The gay family is worth billions, so I basically married into Mormon royalty. But it all came crashing down when we got divorced 5 years ago. In the Mormon church, divorce is not an option. A good Mormon doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't have sex, doesn't swear. I've tried not to drink, smoke, swear, love rap music, love black men, love homosexuals. Like, all the things that I love and gravitate to are not in alliance with a good Mormon woman. I want you to experiment and own your bodies, but I'm not gonna let you drown.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm not. I'm absolutely under the Mormon culture thumb, 100%. I feel like there's only 2 options, like deny it and be anti, or be all in it. And I'm trying to just like straddle the fence. But Mormonism is defined by what you do. Do you drink? You're not Mormon. Do you have sex? You're not Mormon. Do you not go to church every Sunday? You're not Mormon. But guess what? I'm still Mormon. I can't escape it.
You are worthy, and you're a badass, great mother. So I just wonder, with your children, like, have you talked to them about not wanting to be Mormon and wanting to date?
I'm trying to be honest with them for probably the first time. I've never really said to them, listen, I'm living a double life and I was doing it for you. And now I'm realizing that I was leading you down a path that I didn't even want to live. It's come down to me where I'm just like, I owe it to these girls to like be so honest about where I'm at. And honestly, girls, I don't know where I'm at. I don't want to ever take away from you like our faith and our Mormonism. I want to date and I want to go out and I want to drink and I want to do all these things. This is like me coming out saying, I want to leave the church. And there's so much shame and there's so much fear.
There shouldn't be though, because we like support you. Like, it hurts me to like see what you've had to go through, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I feel like you can be so like open with us and like letting us choose like our own paths, because you've like taught us so well already. And like we have that strong foundation, you know? I love you.
I'm just like so glad that we have you, because like I just can't imagine not having you and not being able to have discussions like these. I see how detrimental it is to conform to these rules, and obviously we can't go off the rails, but like to a point where we can be who we want to be and you'll be supportive. It's like a really good feeling.
Ashley is leaving for college and I want her to be wild and to try everything and experience everything. I know that I have to let her like just be whoever she wants to be and make the mistakes she needs to make. And if she's gonna make those mistakes, make them now when you're young and in college. Don't wait till you're old and haggard like me. Do you think when you go away to college, you'll wanna go to church?
Oh, I don't see myself going back ever, honestly.
Ever going back to church ever again?
Not the Mormon church, no.
What about
Does that
you?
make you happy or like?
You know what it does? It makes me like
I don't.
impressed that you have such conviction at your age, because I never even had the option to have conviction. Like, it's just, that's more personal character. Well, how are you feeling about stuff? Do you want to go to church?
I feel like I am very spiritual. In church, I'll always like have a good experience, but I'm like worried about like, oh, we haven't been in so long.
After I got divorced, I was even more committed to looking like the perfect Mormon mom. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago when they started asking hard questions that I couldn't answer, and I started to like force myself to be honest.
I want to go back now, but like I feel like it's too late.
It's never too late. I'll go back with you if you want to go back.
Okay. We should.
And me going back with you is not because I believe it and I'm gonna do it again so I can support you. You don't have to do anything alone. What do you think of this vibe?
Oh, I love that. But a shorter skirt, right? You gotta show off that leg a little more, Heather.
Whitney, stop trying to be a bad influence on me, okay? I'm a modest woman. I'm a mother of 3. Even though I'm no longer attending the Mormon church, the one thing I refuse to give up is the pursuit of excellence in all things. I want the nicest clothes, I want to look the best, and old habits die hard. We should really toast to like burning in hell. Let's do it.
Yeah, to being
Outer darkness.
Outer darkness is the lowest degree of heaven in the Mormon faith. You have the celestial degree, which is for the tried and trues. Then you have an exception for those that can't make it all the way. That's the terrestrial. That's like your Lisa Barlows, your, people that just weren't valiant in their faith. And then you have the telestial, which is your serial killers, borderline murderers, pretty much awful people. And then you have outer darkness, who are people like me that have accepted the gospel, been married in the temple, made all the covenants, and then chosen to walk away. So like I would have to ask Jeffrey Dahmer to get me into his degree of heaven.
I think your mother's exact words were, she's feral.
Well, that's our mom. She always compliments us. We thought of you as feral because you didn't follow any of the family rules. You were feral. When I first heard rumblings that Nancy was not going to get married in the temple, she was not going to get married to a Mormon, I was mad at her for leaving the faith. And part of that punishment is you don't get to have your eternal family anymore. You choose differently, you live alone. I have horrible guilt about the fact that I did not have a relationship with my sister for decades. And I have to face all of the judgments I had about her for so many years. There's a lot of things that are being opened up to me because I'm finally being honest about how I think and feel. And also I think there's a big part of the fact that Dad's passed.
A lot of it has to do with Dad being gone.
He's gone, so we don't have to face him. I had a wonderful relationship with Dad because I did every single thing Dad asked me to do. Yeah. I went to BYU because they said, that's what we want for you. I went on a mission because I wasn't married. When I got home from my mission, I told Dad that I wanted to move to DC, and he said, don't go to DC. They're career-minded women. You need to focus on a husband. You need to get married. You need to have children. And so guess what I did? I met Billy, married Billy, started having kids, and never been closer to Dad because of it. Like, I made those choices because I wanted that. And I knew that you sacrificed those choices because you chose a different path.
While you followed your faith and you maintained a great relationship with Daddy, I did not. My entire life I'm jealous of you. Everything you have, the kids, your faith, your relationship with Daddy. And then it turns out that it's quite possible that you were very jealous of me, being wild. And why we can't talk about that is sad to me, because I've always just wanted to be you.
When you do this process, you are saying, I choose outer darkness and no communion with God over being numbered as a member of the Mormon church. The Mormons believe that our names are recorded like in a ledger for God. When you elect to have your name removed from the list, it's like a steel door on their version of heaven and their community forever. What do you have to do right now? Like, what's gonna happen?
I can literally go to quitmormon.com.
How easy is that?
I mean, there's no doubt watching her do this that I'm thinking, can I, will I, would I ever do this? I demand that you remove my name completely from your records within 5 business days of receipt.
Wow.
I printed it.
But like, even with my dad gone, I still want to be a good daughter. And even with my mom not speaking to me, I still want to be a good daughter. And I don't know if my family would recover if they knew I did that. And I've done a lot of shitty things to Mormonism, I've hurt my family in so many ways, but I feel like that would be like the final knife in their back. And I'm not there yet. This is something I want to create because it doesn't exist. There's not a place that I can go right now and sing spiritual or non-spiritual songs with a community that I love.
Yeah.
I just feel like my spiritual community side is lacking. And I used to have that every single week.
Yeah.
And that is the first thing I'm missing. I'm missing sitting with my family, singing and feeling, the presence of God in my life.
Yeah.
Choir to Mormons is community, it's worship, it's music, and it's service. But I can form my own choir and sing with people who feel the same as me, and that feels empowering.
Show me your tits! Show me your tits! Show me your
Heather, I've never seen this side of you.
Does it feel like you're back in college? I'll tell you right now, it does not feel like college, because college we had a laminated dog put on our door if we had a boy there past 9:30.
Hey, cheese girls, this is
Cheese!
What? This is my story.
But, so I want to try to have fun, because even when I'm being a bitch, I'm a fun bitch. I'm a good time girl. Woo! First, I want to just thank this beautiful choir for their willingness to fulfill a weird wish I had, which was to create a community in song without any religious organization attached. And we're here to celebrate this book, and so I've been thinking a lot about like what it means to me and kind of the changes I've been through in the last few years. But a scripture kept coming to me, John 15:13, greater love hath no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. And that's the kind of friend that I've always aspired to be. And I'm not great at it, but the intention is to always be a ride or die for everyone. And if I am a bad Mormon, I hope I can still just be a good friend. And thank you all for coming tonight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Future New York Times bestseller. For a devout Mormon, this cover is sacrilegious, blasphemous, and terribly offensive. These are secrets you don't reveal. And I'm not only revealing them, but I'm putting my face on the cover of the book. And that's why I'm seeking grace and support for those that aren't offended by it.